All right, welcome to Confession Tuesday, 26 minutes past 2, and we move from here till 3 o'clock when we will put a stop to the show. So, Confession is all about you and anything you want to say or just let out on this platform. We give you the chance to do so. You can dial the numbers and you can send a voice note. You can remain anonymous, and that will be fine. But by all means, let's converse about that thing that's on your mind. You probably need help. You probably need to just let it out. Just call in 0700 951 0000 and 08095974869. Then the number to send a voice note or just send a text message or a WhatsApp message is 080-999-30137. Love to hear from you as we proceed from here to the very top of the hour. So if you have confessions to make, please feel free, dial the number and let's get talking. Okay, that number has been buzzing since. If you want to call back, please feel free and call so that we can have the confessions on board before I go. Okay, let's see. Hello.
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 Yeah, good afternoon, Madam Swat.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome.
Yeah, my name is Prince Uchenna. I'm calling you live from Prada City, live camping Abuja.
Prince Uchenna, you're welcome. Do you have a confession?
Yeah. Yeah, I have a confession. It's concerning my cousin sister. You understand?
All right.
She has an issue in regards to marriage. You understand? And she confirmed that to me. She confirmed that to me. So, really, I don't know. She wanted me to give her advice based on the situation she is in now. She's a dilemma.
Okay.
About 8 years ago, which is around 2016 or 15.
Yeah.
And the guy even came around and see our family members and all that. Mm-hmm. So the guy now traveled, and while the guy traveled, already the guy came and introduced himself to the family that he's going to marry the lady that my cousin sister.
Yeah.
And he traveled after coming to see the family. He made the invitation to the family, and after which he traveled. So, and while he traveled, he was still communicating with my cousin sister. They were still getting in touch with each other, and he was giving her promises, and he also sent things whenever she needed things like money and all that.
Okay.
He used to send, so for her to take care of herself, to help people. So, at the point, but the problem my sister had was that I tell her that I'm coming, like, next year she will not come. Another time another time he say next 2 days, another. But the guy is just more than another. So my sister now is so that she's a lady and she's getting older, getting me.
Okay, so does he live in the country or he lives outside the country?
They not in Nigeria.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes.
He traveled to one of these Asian countries.
Okay.
I think we travel to Indonesia, stuff like that. So, and when we sending money, whenever my sister for the up to she's sending money, it's up to do about that one. Even extra money he gives to her. Whenever she requests for money, she's not really having problem about the money. But the problem I have is that, for the fact that he has come to commit himself to the family, and my sisters, my sister's parents knows the guy and all that. So they know him now, but he made himself let down, know that he's going to pay her.
Yeah.
And with all the police, and even did some little things like some ceremony. Again, but not the traditional, but the big ceremony. So, but they said he's going to come. And at the end of the day, he's not coming. But now, my sister, being the fact that his age is not on her side and all that. So, another person now coming, because in that gap, that cannot be created. It cannot be left because the guy is not there. But my sister now, there is long and short of the story that my sister now, that my cousin sister falling in love with another guy.
Okay.
Here in Nigeria, where they work together, in the same organization and all that. So, and this guy now also that is very in love with, also came around to also make himself known to the family again, you understand?
Yeah.
Now, And the family is telling my sister, the parents are asking her, what about the one? He said the one he said is coming, but I don't know how he's going to wait for the one. You understand? I will see. And now, you understand? The long story there is that this one now is also planning to settle down with my sister. In fact, they have asked me to make the matter worse now. They have already fixed it around July. I mean, August, in the next 2 months or 3, that they're going to do national wedding together. And this guy now that is in abroad is telling my sister that he's coming back for 2 months break in August, and when he come back, he go to do a big traditional wedding and he go take her abroad.
Wow. How long has he been away?
This one in Nigeria said he's going to do traditional wedding, and he has already made the statement from the family in Nigeria. That one now in abroad said he has to make leave, and he's going to spend that month in Nigeria in August, and when he comes, he has already bought wedding down and everything, and he's going to come with and traditional wedding and take her, and we'll fly back to Indonesia so that he go and do the thing.
Wait, let me ask you something. That one abroad, right? That one abroad, how long has he been away? Ever since he came and did that preliminary?
He traveled around the May 2017, so about 2017.
I didn't hear that.
About 8 years.
About 8 years.
About 8 years, like 2017.
8 years, you leave a woman. Is she a museum? He gave her. Hey,
God. He's giving her everything she needed, the both money and everything.
That doesn't. Well, I blame her in this case.
According to her,
yeah.
She needed money. The guy used to send everything. Sometimes he sends 200,000 like that for her to take care of herself. She doesn't like money, but the only thing is that availability and to come and take it. But now he has given her their promise that August is his. But what the guy said was because of work. That's why she has not.
Because of work.
He said he has 2 months break, August and September this year, and he will go to fly back on the line. In fact, he has got wedding and everything. But once he comes, they will transfer the wedding and he will take her back to Indonesia.
Has she ever gone to visit him in Indonesia? Has she ever gone to visit him in Indonesia, or it's just that coming that he came and they met here and then?
She has not got visa, but he told her that when he comes back, they are going to do the paperwork, everything, the visa will go back to when they have done the transfer with her wedding. That is what you got to put that to me. And this one in Nigeria, this is wedding, August this year.
Okay.
And this one in Nigeria has also gone to see the parents of this girl, this Akolo.
Wow. Hey. So now, what does she want?
Now she's saying what will she do now? Will she leave this one in Nigeria that have also done more for her and have this wedding, or will she just confused? That is what she did, and I don't know what to tell her. I'm just confused too.
Brother, if you ask me, I know it's a bit dicey, but I don't think it's a bit confusing because 8 years is long enough for you to have even had up to maybe 2 children or something. It's long enough for you to have done something very reasonable with your life. You've not gone to visit him in Indonesia or whatever country it is that he is in to be sure of the situation. He's been sending you money. I know money is a form of, something that shows commitment or whatever it is, but it's not enough. It's not enough. If anybody, she should have been able to make her mind up in 2-3 years. That's long enough. That's your life you're giving to someone. The person is not there. You don't know what is happening. You can't say for sure what exactly it is. You don't know whether he got involved in some criminal activity, whether he has a family in Indonesia, or what exactly is the case. Money is, I don't know why we think so much money in this country. I understand though, but the truth is it's not enough. Just because he's sending you money. There's a lot more to a relationship than money. He's not there. And what's the guarantee that if you allow him come back again, he will not come and pay your bride price and give you one excuse and off he goes again? For me, as much as you can, I know that long-term or long-distance relationships do work sometimes, but in many instances, I bet you the safest you want to be in a relationship is where you are able to see a person, or at most you can travel and go and see a person from time to time to sustain that thing. Because there's a difference. Like I was talking with someone, and we said there's a difference between when you say no on the phone and when you look at a person and the person is saying no you see the facial expression, you see a whole lot more. That no carries a heavier weight than just a blunt no through the phone, you know. So if you ask me, 8 years, I think she has given enough. And you don't want to risk it. And you know, that's the thing. For people, they will just relax until they realize that they're about to miss their well. Then they just start, you know, all the activities to make it look as if, now she has been there and stuff like that. Then you commit to them again, and then it's the same process. You met somebody, you fell in love with the person, because if you are not falling in love, it means that your heart is still with this person, right? But you're falling in love with this person, you want to get married in August, or the person wants to come and pay your bride price, and this person is saying he's also coming back. What exactly do you want? I think you need to weigh a lot of things and make up your mind. You cannot carry two men at the same time. Polyandry is not allowed, or how do you call that thing? You know? Go for what you know. That's what I would tell you to tell your cousin. She should go for what she knows. How long has she been with this guy in Nigeria? You know? Has she met his family? Is she comfortable with him? Is her heart released to him? You know? Does she have peace about the whole stuff? Is she comfortable with what he does? His family background? His, you know, health status and everything? If you would ask me, I don't want to tell you outrightly, but if I were to be in that situation, I would honestly go with the guy that I know, the one I know here, than to be putting your hopes somewhere that somebody who has left you for the last 8 years is going to come back and do right by you. I doubt that, you know. So I think she needs to count her costs very carefully, because if she has gone through this, it's most likely she'll go through it again, and she's not sure of what she'll go and meet in Indonesia. Many a times we are so carried away by this abroad thing, but sometimes it could be the end of life of somebody. It could just be something in the horizon that is not so good. And I'm not saying there are no good ones. There are very good ones, but my sister, think very, very, very hard before you do or make a mistake that you regret. Don't lose somebody here all because you're thinking you collected his money and stuff like that. I'm sure with the money, there's a way that it can be paid back if he's insisting that it should be paid back. But think very carefully. Wow, I have a very long one here. But let me try and see very quickly. Swat, here's a story we all need to learn from. I'm very antisocial, but reading this story really shook me, and I thought to share. In December of 2003, Joyce Vincent died of an apparent asthma attack in her North London apartment, and the television remained on. The mail continued to be delivered to her. Her rent was set to be automatically deducted from her The rent was set to be automatically deducted from her bank account. Days passed and no one noticed she had died. Those days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months. There were large bins on the side of the building next to her flat, so the neighbors never gave much thought to the foul odor they could smell. The block was full of noisy children and teenagers, and no one questioned the constant hum of the TV noise in the background. Eventually, Joyce's bank account ran dry. Her landlord sent her letters of demand. These, like the others, simply fell into the mix on her floor. They received no reply. Finally, with more than 6 months of back rent, the landlord obtained a court order to forcibly remove her from the premises. The bailiffs broke down the door, and only then was her body discovered at that point. It was January of 2006. Wow, that's like 3 years. Eh? More than 2 years after her death, because she died in what now? You said she died in December of 2003, and then they forced down her door in 2006. January 2006. That's more than 2 years after her death. And then you go and say, in all this time, no one ever came looking for Joyce Vincent. No family, no friends, no colleagues, no neighbors who knocked on the door to see if everything was okay, and no one called. She was 38 years old when she died. This story is surprising This story is surprising for its social implication. It seems incomprehensible that an entire passes by without anyone noticing the death of a person. However, these types of stories often happen frequently, and chances are you have seen a story similar to that of Joyce Vincent, and they are all the same. A person leaves alone, they lose contact with family and friends, they never know their neighbors, they stay locked up with their television or computer on for years. The world goes on as if they were no longer there until one day they are no longer there. And the bad thing is that no one notices. Interesting. Very true. Very, very true. So it speaks to honing our social skills. Please, people who always say, I can do on my own after I have my phone, I have my TV, it's not enough. Please. This is a very sad and heartbreaking story, honestly, by all standards, if you ask me. How can someone die for close to 3 years and no one noticed? Not neighbors, not family, not even colleagues at work. Wow. Thank you for sharing this story. Thank you. You didn't put your name, but thank you so much. It's a lesson worth learning. If you stay with neighbors, try and get to know them. Be nice to them. I always say this thing, your neighbors are your first family. Before you can get to your real or blood family, your next door neighbor, your neighbors around you should be your family. At least check up on them. At least say hello to them. If they don't see you, I'm sure they would. I live by people, close to people, and once in a while we just go knock on each other's door. Hey, what's up and everything. Sometimes my neighbor just calls us in, hey, you know what? This is happening. Come watch football in our house. Me and my husband will just go and sit down, watch football, watch TV, gist about politics and everything. We eat and we just go back to, I remember there was a day I was very sick. I was purging and throwing up and I was losing strength. And my husband was out of town. And trust me, it was my neighbor. He was the one who carried me through that night, took me to a hospital, took me to get drugs, watched over me. His wife was coming up to check up on me. Now, imagine if we're nasty with each other, trying to prove and stuff like that. And then before you know it, calls were coming in and somehow my friend just left her house that night, in the middle of the night, and came and said, no. I told her not to bother. She said, no way. And she just came and she slept with me all through till the following day. Thankfully it was a weekend. And she stayed till very late in the afternoon through the following day when I had gotten better before she left home. So establish relationships. All you need is not your phone. All you need is not your TV or your computer. This is a very tragic story by all standards, and thank you for sharing. I hope people get to learn from this. Okay, another message here says, hello Swat, my confession today comes in the form of a question that begs for an answer. Is it possible that one can ever forgive infidelity completely and start a fresh life together with a partner who cheated on you? Okay. Yes, it is possible. I mean, if you ask me, now I'm going to speak from my personal perspective, right? People will have their different opinions, but I feel there's nothing that is impossible. Forgiveness is one of the things that you can forgive if you want to forgive. If you yield yourself up to forgiving, you will. Like you always say, you need that divine help. But once you open up yourself and say, God help me, you are well able to do that. Now, how you go about healing, because it's not just enough to forgive. It's also very important that you go through the healing process together, and that might involve, some therapies, some counseling, some retrospect and introspection, some changes, some adjustments, and a lot of patience for you to get back your momentum. It will take a lot, okay? But forgiveness is the first part of it. Some people choose not to, but it is possible to forgive. But like I said, forgiveness, then all that needs to be done, all the process that you guys need to go through, that would involve a lot of patience, that would involve a lot of genuine changes, repentance, and the willingness to walk through the walk together. I've seen marriages survive that, and I feel nothing is impossible. Okay, let's move on. We'll talk some more tomorrow with Dr. Oladipo when he comes into the studio. These are issues that we'll bring to the fore. Hello, Swat. That lady should go ahead with a man in Nigeria. Someone must have informed him about the person she has fallen in love with and the upcoming wedding. Sorry. The guy is coming to cause confusion. 8 years is not beans. I agree with you. I'm telling you, I agree with you. Okay. Another voice note here. Let's hope this is a confession. Okay, because we will have our therapy session tomorrow. So let's stick with the confessions this afternoon. As much as you can have them, let's do so before the end of the show. Okay, I have voice notes. I agree.
Good afternoon,
I'm telling you, I agree.
Madam Swat.
Okay, another voice
Please,
note here.
I
Let's hope this
need
is
a
confession.
help.
Okay,
This
because we will
confession,
have
I
a
just
therapy session
want to go
tomorrow. So
straight to the
let's
point.
stick with the confessions this afternoon.
I
as much as you can have
got
them, let's
married
do so
sometime
before the end of the show. Okay, I have voice notes.
in 2015,
I agree.
but I found out that I got married to a lady who is a year older than me. I was 29. She was 30 when we got married. And after the marriage, yes, we met in the church. I loved her and I approached her and we work out things. She is from a different state while I'm from a different state also. But she understands my language. So we got married. Initially, my mom did not support the marriage, but I did everything possible to convince her. But I find out that after the marriage, this is by a few months from now, will be 10 years, and but I found out that I've been cheating on her. It looks as if she's not the kind of lady that, I'm attracted to. She's this kind of, she's slim and she's not that, she's not a huge person, but it looks like I'm that kind of, when I see ladies that are kind of huge, I got attracted to them. And I found out that I started mingling with other ladies. Right now, there's this lady that's, a kind of that I'm going out with, which my wife, she, one way or the other, she has been a kind of, when she hear our conversation, she kind of asks me, who is this, the way you talk to this person, but I've never I do everything possible to make the family happy, and we have children already. I make the family happy. I do my best, to the best of my, ability. But it looks as if I'm not longer attracted. She doesn't attract me any longer. It looks as if the love is no longer there. And it has been a kind of burden, to me, because week in, week out, I go out with this other lady and I cheat on her, which I'm not happy. After everything, I feel regret, this regret in me. I don't know how can I do this? But it just naturally, the physical appearance looks as if it's not what I want. But she's not a bad person. She's not a bad person, and it looks like I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. How do I do it to come back, with this love again? Please, I need a help.
Okay. I was actually waiting for you to start probably saying your wife is this and that, because, when people cheat, they always want to blame their partner. Yeah, because he doesn't do this, she doesn't do that. That's why. But in your own case, it's just the physical. Okay, we'll talk about this tomorrow, but let me just chip in something, right? I said it the other day, and I believe we all know this, that as you're getting married, remember, changes will come in, okay? I'm sure if you look at yourself in the mirror, you're not the same man that got married 10 years ago. That physique you used to have, unless, of course, You have been constant with the gym, but even at that, changes will come in. If it is not about the weight, it could be about the wrinkles beginning to appear. It could just be something that would start changing, because the only constant thing in this life is change. For women, most especially, their bodies will go through changes. But in your own case, I guess you're even looking for the huge or big woman, and your wife maybe has a smaller or slimmer stature, and you're finding yourself more attracted to big or maybe bigger sized women. We all know what we want. So what attracted you in the first place? Why did you go for her? It means you loved her, and then all of a sudden something changed. Maybe it's your mind. Because if it is just about the body, I don't think that's such a problem. It's something that can be worked on, that can be talked about, and adjustments here and there. Because at the end of the day, how many of the huge women would you continue to go after? And thankfully, your mind is telling you that what you're doing is actually wrong. That's why you're having this remorse. And I think it's something that can be worked in, because you're still in that space where you feel remorse. It's a hopeless case when someone is doing that and then they don't even feel anything. It becomes a bit more dangerous, So I feel it's something you need to work on. Maybe it's your mind, because you are the one that approached her. You are the one that fought your mom, who did not want the wedding or did not want you to marry her. You insisted on marrying her, and then all of a sudden you just find out this thing, it happens, but you have to fight for what you know is right, because sometimes you don't feel the love, sometimes you don't feel attracted. They will definitely come in, but do you go with it? Because it's just a feeling, Oga. It's just a feeling, So don't always go with what you feel. Insist on doing what is right by yourself and your belief system, and by your wife and your family, and remain honorable to them, because you're indirectly hurting them by these things, and eventually it always has consequences. It always has consequences. So we'll get to talk about that tomorrow, but quickly, let's take the other ones we have.
Good afternoon, Swat. I want to remain an anonymous. Please, I'm using this Confession Tuesday and this platform to seek for an advice that will help me to take a lifetime decision, most especially from men who have gotten some experience in marriage, because I'm kind of scared. Please, if the salary within the range of 80, 90 or thereabouts is enough for a man to dive into marriage, I mean, if you don't have any other thing doing at the moment to earn extra income, or you don't have any source of income for now, I've worked with some people seeking for help, but they have this kind of feeling that maybe you want to know how much they're earning, you want to know their salary or their secrets, so they will not give you all you want. Even some of my colleagues, though earning the same salary, some of them are married. I don't know whether they have any other thing doing behind the salary that's keeping their marriage going. And seeing the married people moving around, we're kind of worried. Please, someone should help. If the salary within that range is enough for a beginner, at least to start the process of marriage, and any other advice you have to offer on that, please. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. That's a genuine concern from a brother. He probably wants to delve into marriage, but he's afraid of what he earns. Salary range between 80,000 and within that range. Is it okay for a man to start? What do you guys say? I'll leave a man or two to talk to him, but quickly, let's take this message here. Samuel from Airport Road said that man has another family there. He's been sending money. Means he is not in prison. The man is just deceiving her, because for 8 solid years, no move, no visits, just sending money. There's no reason I can see or think of that can justify what he has done. 8 years is really a long time. I would advise that she should just move on with the man in Nigeria. Samuel, thank you. It's been a while, Mrs. Swat. I've been busy and away for 3 months, but I'm back to Abuja now. You can call me anytime for confessions, ma'am. All right. Thank you very much. You said, thank you. Appreciate that. I will get in touch. Good day, Swat. This story of a lady found dead for over 3 years in her apartment can only happen if she lives far away from people. If not, the smell from a decomposed dead body is not funny at all. How come nobody perceived the smell? Well, the story said that the heaps of, what do you call it, dung or waste around made people to think maybe that was what was smelling. I don't know. It's just a story I read. So if you begin to ask me a question, now who I go ask? Okay, hi Swat, tell the man age does not matter, Olushola. It's not about age. He said he's not attracted to his wife's body or stature again, and that's why he has decided to step out. From Pius, said forgiveness is good, but what of the memories of what she has done to the other man with other men outside? Swat Wanyama, this brother needs to understand that it's normal to not something again for your wife, but he has to work on it. If you marry the big lady you are hanging out with now, you will still get to a point where you are not feeling very true. Just make up your mind, and this is my woman, says Mazi. I'm telling you, you might feel, hey, the grass looks greener. I mean, maybe if I marry this one, if I get, who told you? I'm telling you. So just work on your wife. Just help her in whatever way you can help, and keep the flame burning. And it's based on what you do, the efforts you put in, because nothing will come to you. Right? Thank you so much, Mazi. Very, very true. Quickly, let's play this.
The guys should pray to God for forgiveness, and then and also remember the time that he gets married to her wife. What attracted to the wife before he get married to him? He should just think and reflect on it. And also pray to God because all those ladies that are moving up and down, they carry something more. Once you meet them, you forget your wife, and forget your children if God did not help you. Thank you.
Very, very true. Thank you so much. That man not attracted again should question himself. He should love her for who she is. You can make your woman what you want, not change her. Okay. Thank you. Let's listen to this. We have another confession before we go.
Please, I need a very serious advice from you. As I am speaking with you, I am in the verge of running away from my home. I am a father of 3 kids. Previously, my wife was using birth control measure. She kept complaining. Each time she have a headache, she will link it to the pill she's having. Each time she has a waist pain, it's as a result of this thing that she's inside her body. She complained here and there, and she went and removed it. When she went and removed it, I got what's it called? I got myself something to protect myself, possibly when having the intimacy with her. She angrily refused it. She refused me using the condom. As I am speaking with you now, she is pregnant, and we had 3 children already. One boy, 2 girls. And the cost of feeding in my home in the month is around close to 80,000 naira. And each time we run into difficulty, she complains and blame me as if I have not done anything at all. And now she's pregnant, and by God's grace, we are going to have 4 children. And with this kind of economy, I don't know how to do it. And each time I complain, she tells me that it's God that provides. And each time I doesn't provide, she forgets completely that she's the one that used to advise me that it's God that provides. She puts the blame on me. I work tirelessly to see that I keep the family going. I am completely confused. I just want to run away from the house and leave her in the house with the remaining children.
Okay, oh God, please, number one, don't run away. Don't run away. There's no need for you to run away. There's always a solution to something. You don't want to run away and regret because it's your family. Sometimes a mountain looks too big and all of that, but you can always surmount these things. I don't know why she had to do what she did. I wish we had time to, go through this, but tomorrow would expand on these issues. But please don't run away. You can't leave your family. I understand how you plan a family, and she should have stuck to the plan. What would make a woman do that? I really don't understand, but please, tomorrow we'll talk some more on this. Okay? Omoja Emmanuel, no, I see your message. Joel Choji and Jamilu Ibrahim Ubad. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are following and commenting on our social media pages, YouTube and Facebook. Thank you so much. I have other confessions. I'll read all of them tomorrow, okay? Someone said that salary is not enough, but it all depends on your plans. If you are someone who does not lose focus or compromise your good plans, also, that kind of woman you're married to is very key. A good woman can turn 1,000 to hundreds of thousands, whereas a bad one can even bring down your status of a billionaire to nothing. Okay, that's to the other young man. Don't worry, we'll also expand on your case tomorrow. Hi, Swat. My advice to the young man is that he should marry a lady that has something doing. Ulushala from Suleja. Mazi did not give this update early. Please, married people with years of experience should be giving us updates on time so that we that are newcomers will know when some feelings are normal before we make certain mistakes. Kingsley from Mutako sent that in. John Paul from Maitama said the man with issues about the slim stature of his wife should be buying her Greek yogurt every day. That will make the wife grow bigger since she wants or is in love with plus size women. Okay, I can only just roll my eye at you. Yeah, please, tell the guy who earns 80K that he can start a family with his earning, but should get someone who is also earning something. They should be deliberate on planning for what they want for themselves. Then start the process with proper plans. If he's someone who wants to change his life tomorrow, he has to start planning today. A good man or a good woman will help him. This is Joel. Thank you so much. All right, guys, we're done and dusted. I will see you tomorrow. My name is Swat. God bless you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Swat. That's the name my father gave me, but you can always call me Her Vocal Majesty. I'm the host of The Sunny Side on 95.1 Nigeria Info. It takes place every weekday, noon to 3 p.m., where we get to have all the lovely contemporary conversations. If your days are normally long and gloomy, well, not anymore, because I'm here to make it all bright and sunny for you. So join me. It's an invitation. You don't want to miss out.